Hello again, this is Dr. Mike Cochrane with Value Function Analytics, and today we're going to continue via a video presentation, something we started in the blog last time, and that is how to use simple Microsoft Excel tools to support an executive search process. And you'll recall, let me shift to the spreadsheet, you'll recall last time we were able to arrive at a significantly reduced list of candidates. And in this case, we've got our list down to about 8 candidates. And this is a very simple tool that I've used to help aggregate the prioritization that each individual member of the committee has. So what you need to do is set up a spreadsheet where you've got positions 1 through 8. You've got each member of the team listed, as you can see, and let's say we've got applicants A through H. We'll just give them letters instead of names. And what you need to do is ask each team member to give you their individual rank ordering of those names. And you populate the spreadsheet with the order. And what we're going to do is basically a combination of two things. We need to give a value or a weight to each position. And secondly, we need to count the number of times each individual name showed up in that position and then multiply those two. So to get the values, let's take a look at a little table that we've set up down here. Position 1 always gets a value of 1. And to calculate the other values evenly down to where position 8, or the last position I should say, is near 0, all you do is just use the interval of 1 divided by n minus 1, where n is the number of applicants. So in this case, n is equal to 8, so the fraction is 1 over 7, or 0.14. So that's the interval for between each of the positions. So you can see that position 2 is 0.14 less than position 1, position 3 0.14 less than position 2, and so forth, all the way down until position 8 is not really 0, but very close to it at 0.02. So now we've got values associated with each position, a quantitative value. The next thing we want to do is to assign or give a column to each of our applicants, A through H. And now we're going to populate that column or those cells in those columns with formulas. And the formula we're going to start out with, I'm in cell J3, is count if, and that's going to count the number of times that a certain character string, is going to appear in that range. And the range here is going to be C3 to I3. And notice I use the $ in front of the columns because what that does is it locks the columns. So we're looking for, in this case, we're in applicant A's column, so we're looking for the number of times when A shows up. And we're going to, now we finished that function and all of its arguments, we're going to multiply that by, again, $ cell D14, which was the value for position 1. Remember, we're in position 1 now. So we get a 0 for that cell, which means that the individual's name didn't show up at all in position number 1. So now we can copy this formula down to complete the rest of A's score, and we note that A showed up in position 2, position 3, and position 5 for a total score of 5.3. To do this for the rest of the applicants, all you do is copy the top formula over. But now, remember, we're going to have to change something because here we're looking at applicant B, so we need to change the A in the formula to a B. And voila, we notice that in this case, applicant B was the number 1 applicant for everyone, so he received a perfect score of 7. Nevertheless, we have to copy our formula down. So you would then complete doing this for the other 6 applicants, and I've already done this for you in completing this table on another worksheet. And now that we've got all of these scores in the bottom, it's very easy for you to fill in another table where you can sort on the scores from highest to lowest, as we've done here. And what this will tell you is very clearly if there are any discontinuities or breaks in the ordering. And here you can see definitely there's one between number 1 and the number 2 position. But there's another break, though, between the number 4 candidate and the number 5 candidate. So you might want to then use this in your group discussion to decide which of these 8 applicants you might want to then set aside as a short list for continuing the process and actually interviewing them. Now keep in mind this, I don't want you to get the impression that this is just some sort of a plug and chug method to obtain a ranking and just mashing a button and it gives you the answer. But view this as a mechanism to help the team reach a consensus on the top candidates. It should be used primarily to generate discussion and not provide the answer. You also might want to do a sensitivity analysis using this tool. Some committee members might feel that 2 candidates were very, very close and they had to make a decision on which one to put in front of the other. You might want to just have them switch the order of those 2 people and then rerun the table to see how that changes the overall aggregation and the overall ranking. But remember, in the final analysis, spreadsheet tools are designed to help us make better decisions and not to replace the process of decision making. So as always, if you have any questions, please give me a buzz. You can contact me at my website, valuefunctionanalytics.com, or send me an email at valuefunction@gmail.com.